Hello, this is episode 3 of the Oversubscribe Challenge podcast. And in today's episode, I'll be talking about positioning yourself or positioning your business as the solution. You see, most businesses don't really lose because they are bad. The reason why most businesses lose customers, the reason why they lose their market share, the reason why they don't make sales is because the market doesn't really understand them. You see, as a business owner, solopreneur, entrepreneur, you can have skills. You can have great experience. You can even have results, case studies. But if the market doesn't instantly understand where to place you, where to place your brand, your business, you'll be ignored. And that is why in this video, I want to share with you about positioning your brand as the solution. So the question then is, what is positioning? I'm sure you've heard that question many times and you're wondering, what is positioning? Now, positioning is not branding. It's not the aesthetics, it's not the logos, the colors, or the fonts of your website. But in reality, positioning is the mental slots that you occupy in your customer's mind. It is where they place your brand, where they position you in their mind. If a customer base has an option between buying an iPhone and buying a Techno, there is a place where everyday Nigeria has placed Techno in their mind, and there is a place where everyday Nigeria has placed iPhone in their mind. That is what we call positioning. Whereas your customer base or whereas the market placed your brand in their mind. If you're a restaurant, for instance, when does people think about coming to your restaurant? Is it when they are very hungry and they're almost dying and there's no choice, but they have to buy from your brand? Or is it when they really want to enjoy themselves? They want to be comfortable, they want to eat good food? Or is it when they want to brag about where they are buying their food from? That I buy my food from that luxury restaurant. Is that when they come to your brand? When do people decide they want to come to your brand? Is it just to come and eat and feed themselves up? Or there's an actual emotional connection, a status in their mind that make them associate with your brand? All of this comes about when you deal with positioning in your marketing. So how do you go about creating that positioning in the mind of the customers? You see, strong positioning answers 3 questions immediately. Question number 1 is, who is this for? So who are the audience you really want to serve? Who are the audience Apple want to serve with their products? Is it the boomers? Is it the old generation? Is it the new generation? Is it people who think themselves as special status? People who are really into design, who want user experience? Who are the people Apple wants to serve with their products? Who are the people your brand wants to serve with the product, with the service? Is it just about the functionality of the product? Or is it about people who are looking to be seen as people of high status in the society? Who is your product or your service for? Which segment of the market is your brand catering to? Second question is, what problem does your offer solve? The third question is, why should people trust you? So positioning is about who you are serving and what is the benefit of your offer to who you are serving. So if anybody wants to buy just a phone to make a call, you can buy any phone. But if they want to buy a phone for luxury, to show that they are rich, to show that they have high status, even if the person is poor, the person would rather buy a used iPhone than buy a new Techno. But if the person doesn't care about status like that, maybe he cares, but he has no choice. Doesn't care about status like that, the person can buy a Techno phone. If the person cares about just buying a very good phone for daily use, the person can buy a Techno phone. But if he cares about status, most Nigerians will want to care about buying iPhone or buying Samsung. So what does this solve? That iPhone and Samsung is solving the need for status, the need to be seen as rich, the need to be seen as someone valuable in the social class. That is what it is solving, not the real functionality of calling. So if all you are selling is just the function of your product instead of the perceived value in the mind of the buyers, then you are not really differentiating yourself from other competitors who are also selling the same product like your product that is solving the same functionality. You want to differentiate your product from their product by selling something else about its perceived value, or by looking at a unique mechanism inside your product that other products does not have and selling that unique thing. Positioning is about differentiating your brand, differentiating your offer from similar offers like it, such that when people think about that unique problem, they think about your brand. Now, if these answers aren't clear in the mind of the audience, no amount of content or ads or also will save you. Your brand will look exactly like other brands in the market. So let me quickly answer some quick questions about positioning. Number one is, why are most businesses mispositioned in the market? And the quick answer is that most businesses position themselves based on what they do, not what the market needs. They position themselves based on the intrinsic function of their products, not based on what the market perceives as a need, what the market actually perceive as a value to them. So saying things like, I do web design, I run marketing campaigns, I help businesses grow, it tells nothing about you. You are just the same person like other persons who are also doing web design, who are also helping businesses grow, who are also running marketing campaigns. You've not differentiated yourself from the competition. And the truth is that the market is not buying services. The market is buying solutions to specific pain. So instead of saying, I do web design, you can be more specific. I help real estate businesses create high-converting real estate websites that generate a minimum of 50 leads per day via SEO. Or if you specialize in creating mental health campaign, I help this market segment generate 50 plus leads every week using whatever. You are helping a specific audience generate a specific benefit using a specific mechanism or within a specific time period. All right, so you are actually trying to call out your audience and what is in need for them. What makes you different from other marketing campaign specialists? That is how you separate yourself from the crowd. If you follow this step by step, you will begin to build your own positioning and you begin to build your own influence with your audience. And this leads me to the second question about authority. You see, as a brand, you want to have a huge brand perception in the market. You want the market to see your brand as the authority in this specific niche. You want to be the king of the niche. You want to be what is called the category king, such that when the audience think about that specific niche, they think about your brand. If you think about noodles, for instance, what comes to the mind? You think about Indomie. Even when there are other noodles in the market, people still call those noodles Indomie. When you think about computer, maybe you think about HP, Dell. All right, there are several other manufacturers, but these are the laptops brand that comes to mind. Apple, all right, MacBook, HP. These are the things that comes to my mind if I want to buy a laptop. I know that there are other several brands out there. So you want your brand to become a category king. You want your brand to have authority in the market. And this comes when you begin to position your brand in the market. But before you own that authority in the market, you have to begin by borrowing authority. So early on in your marketing message, as you are trying to position yourself, you are borrowing authority. You are borrowing authority from the frameworks that you are using, borrowing authority from the case studies of past clients, borrowing authority from the result that you have helped people with, from the proof of your expertise, from how clear you are to explain basic concepts about your offer. This is how you borrow authority. People don't just wake up and hear you say, hey guys, I've created an offer for anyone who wants to grow his business. The offer is 10,000 naira. If you want to join, pay 10,000 naira to this bank account and then I'm going to send you the offer. Before you get to that stage that you don't have to explain yourself, you just have to talk about the offer, get people opportunity to buy, and then they purchase your offer. Before you get to that stage, you must first of all borrow authority with your marketing message as you are trying to position yourself as a solution in the market. So every day as you share your content, as you show proofs, show case studies, as people begin to talk about the results you generate for them, as people begin to testify of how good you are with this service, how your product is the next best thing after fried rice, as you begin to leverage on this borrowed authority, later on authority becomes assigned unto you. Everybody already trusts you. They already know you, like you, trust you. People will begin to reference you. They will begin to quote you. They will begin to trust you without asking any question, such that you release an offer before you explain everything about what the offer is. As long as they know that this offer is for them, they buy. No question asked. That is where you want your brand to get to, so that when you announce the next offer, all you have to do is to give brief information and people buy. Before you get there, you must begin with borrowing authority first. Because if you don't do that and you begin to copy others who have already built authority, who have already positioned themselves as an expert, who are making claims and just giving offers and they're just selling, if you begin to compare yourself with them, you are going to miss the mark. You are going to make claims and nobody will buy your product. The market will not see you as an expert. And there is a reason why the market would not see you as an expert yet. Why? Because the market doesn't reward just effort. The market rewards clarity. It rewards relationship. It rewards consistency. But nobody knows you. Therefore, nobody is ready to just trust you out of the blues. So you must make a decision to build from ground up. You must decide who you want to serve how you want to serve them, and let your marketing message only be tailored to the particular audience you are trying to serve. So you don't talk about everything. If you talk about everything, nobody will remember anything. The market will remember nothing, because you are not specifically talking to your target market. And let me give you an hack on how you can quickly build your own authority in the market, how you can quickly differentiate yourself. Yeah, you've decided on the market you want to serve. You've decided on how your offer will benefit that market, the perceived value of that market. You want to begin to educate the market on the problem they have, on the need they have, on why they should have this perceived need and this intrinsic need. You want to create that gap. The gap is what will cause the sale to happen. If I think I am already full and I'm actually full, it doesn't matter how delicious your food is. I am not going to eat your food because I am full. So I have to have that need for the food. I have to be hungry before I eat your food. So your job as a business owner is to educate the market on the problem they have, for which your product, your offer has its solution. That is the job. You don't just promise them that they will get the solution. You have to teach them, educate them about the problem first. It is when somebody realizes he or she is sick, that is when the person will need the doctor's medicine. All right, so you have to diagnose their problem. You have to educate them on their problem. When they recognize, I think I have this need, and now they want the solution, then they are going to buy your offer, because your offer is the vehicle for them getting the solution. The quickest way to actually get your messaging out there, positioning yourself as the expert, is to be the teacher, is to be the one educating about the problem that they have. If you open their eyes to see their need, now they've seen you as a trusted advisor. You've shown them why this thing doesn't work, why this thing works, why this result is different from this result. Next time they want to get that same result, they are coming to your brand, because your brand is the one explaining how the result is gotten to them. And what does that mean? You have already built authority. You've shown that you're an expert by teaching them. So by teaching them, by educating them about their problem, you built that relationship, you built that trust. Now they trust you enough to buy whatever offer you have for them. Because when people now understand why something works, they trust the person that explained it to them initially. Now I know what is going on in your mind, but I have explained it with my content. I have taught these things. I have shown why this thing works, but it seems as though people still don't trust me yet. Well, you need to do it repeatedly. People need to be taught repeatedly. It is said that people won't know you exist until they have watched your content around 11 times. So this is why your messaging must be repeated. Not repeating the same thing word for word, but using different angles. You must keep repeating the same messaging. Repetition seems annoying, but it is necessary. You have to keep repeating the same core messaging using different angles to the same market segment until they begin to adopt your message, until they begin to believe your message. Because the reality is that the market is distracted. They're not hearing you the first time, they're not hearing you the second time, they're not hearing you the first time, fifth time, sixth time, statistically, according to Google, until the 11th time. So you want to keep saying the same thing until it gets to their subconscious. I think I've seen this person before. I think I need to start now listening to him. So at the 11th time, it seems as though that's the first time they are listening to your message. So you want to keep repeating the same message over and over until it is grounded, until it is established that this message is according to the gospel of this brand. Then and only then will the market adopt you as their king. Now I've talked about repetition, but there is a danger of getting so bored about repetition that you want to say different things. I have talked about funnels, but since that people are not hearing me about funnels, let me move to ads. Then let me move to Google Ads. Let me move to e-commerce. Let me move to web design. You are saying so many things. You're going to lose relevance doing that. You want to keep at that just one thing. Maintain one thing. Be known for one thing first. Can be a digital marketer. Yeah, you are providing ads, funnel, websites, but everything should be about one thing, one offer. That when you mention this, people know this about you. Even though you are rendering many services, but everything is other one overhacking offer that people know you for. So you must keep repeating this until people catch that big idea you are trying to pass across. Because positioning sharpens when you say less, not more. Not when you say 10 different things, but when you say one thing repeatedly. That's one big idea that you want people to have and remember forever, so that when they remember that idea, they think about your brand. That is one thing. Be known for one big idea. Your ad your funnel, everything should sell one big idea. The strongest brands you know nowadays are known for one idea. You have to dominate with one big idea before you branch to others. Dangote is primarily known for cement. He dominated that before he branched to other types of businesses. Your brand should be primarily known for one major idea before you then maybe spread yourself when you've already dominated that market. That is how you stay established as a brand worth knowing about. When your brand is mentioned, people should immediately identify your brand with something. Let one thing be known about your brand and be so good at that one thing. That's what positioning is. Differentiating yourself, staying in the market. This is what we are good at. This is the perceived value we want to give you. These are the people we want to serve. And stay there until the market crown your brand as king. Then once you are the king of that niche, maybe you can now test other ground, but you must be known for one thing. Take a look at the Bible. Every episode talking about faith. Take a look at David. When they wanted to bring someone to help Saul, who was being influenced by a spirit, they wanted to bring someone to play the harp and cast out that devil. They brought David. Why? Because they thought he knows how to play the instrument. Somebody just remembered David for one thing. One thing. He wasn't remembered as a shepherd boy. Of course, he was a shepherd, but he was remembered for one gift. When they wanted to bring somebody to interpret the dream of Nebuchadnezzar or for Belteshazzar, his son, they brought Daniel because he had done it before for Nebuchadnezzar. So you want to excel at one thing such that even God can use you. God can tell somebody, my boy is known for this thing. Hire him for this one thing. You don't want to be scattered everywhere. No, that is not how you want to run your business. You want your business to be known as the king of this industry. And that is what excellence is about. So that's the last thing I'm going to be talking about. Excellence is actually stewardship. You want to be excellent at one thing. You want to be known for one thing. When people think about something in their mind that your business is related to, you want them to think about your brand immediately because you have talked about that thing so much in your marketing campaign. Everybody knows that this is what you are about. You've repeated it, you've differentiated yourself, you talk about your audience, talk about your proofs, your case studies, you build authority about that one thing. That is what excellence is. Because when you position yourself very well, you're not trying to manipulate people, you are actually honoring clarity. You are being clear. And you will not be clear until you have repeated the same message over and over and over and over until you've learned the best way to present the same message to the same audience using different angles. That is when you've mastered clarity. And the more clear you are, the more you can tell people in 10 seconds, 15 seconds about what your offer is, the more people will easily adopt your offer. That is exactly what positioning is. Positioning is how you start becoming the chosen brand that clients actually want to buy from. This is what this episode 3 is about. Now, if you are listening to this and you are thinking, I think I am good. Yeah, my brand is great. Our product is great, but the market doesn't see it yet. That is exactly what I want to help you fix inside the Digital Launchpad Accelerator. This is our core offer at Primer Marketing Institute. All you have to do is to click the link in the description below, go to the landing page and book a session to work with us. But watch the video on that landing page first before you book a session to work with us. And I'm going to see you in the course session and see whether you are a good fit for us to help your business become oversubscribed. And you are going to see whether we are actually a good fit for your brand. So go ahead to click the link in the description below and I'm going to see you inside the strategy session.